Hi, my name is Becky and I'm the Animal Behaviour Management Officer here for the Wildwood Trust. Today we'll be talking about the bison injection training that we've been working on. So our bison do require annual vaccinations here, and historically at Wildwood we've had to do that via darting, which is quite stressful for the animals sometimes and not the most pleasant process. So it's something that we have wanted to move away from. A few years ago with our old bison, they were trained by the team for hand injection, which was excellent, and it showed the significant improvement for their welfare going from darting to hand injecting. With our two new bison, what we wanted to do is give them that extra level of choice. So what we've done this time round is train them to lean into their own injection syringe, so they've got control over that movement and that procedure, which will hopefully just make things a lot smoother for them. So to do this training program, a thorough plan was written beforehand. This incorporated various different steps and advice from our vet as well. So he advised us what position in the body to inject and where would be best for that process. So to start this with our bison, they were quite young and they were a little bit reactive to new situations. So we just started off with reinforcing calm behaviours and positive associations between their trainers and keepers and themselves. From this, we progressed on to target training, and that's where we got that turning movement that we wanted. So they presented the side of their body to the fence. Once we had this, we trained our bison to learn that they could go to either side and they would get that reinforcement. We picked the side that we were then going to focus on for our injection training. And then they had that behaviour, so that degree of freedom in that session, they could go to the other station at any point and receive the same valued reinforcer. So they have as many choices as we could give them through that process. The next video clip that you're going to see is explaining where we're at to in our training. This is about halfway through, where they are leaning into the syringe and we've given them different options to lead into to really generalise that feeling for them. So we've got our syringes that we use for training. So of course we don't use the full syringe with the needle for just the training sessions. So we have two different types of syringes that we've been using recently. We're focusing on the syringes because these look like what will be used on the day. So where we train them, if you want to come around this way with me. So his training station where he'll do his injections is just here. And it's a nice setup because his head will be past this point. So should he get startled or unsure of anything, he wants to turn his head round because they do have those big horns. This is in between us and him, so it keeps us safer. Hey. So he'll come to Sophie initially. Good. Turn. Good. So this is the nice position we want before we start. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. Touch. Good. Turn. Good. So from that clip you could see where we got to at that point in our training. We're now a little way on from that, and I can happily say that we have successfully vaccinated both of our bison through this method. It worked really, really well, and our bison came back into our training session straight after two, which just showed that it was not as stressful for them as previous methods. We have looked back at the footage and we've discussed as a team, and we've decided that we want to progress this training that little bit further and get the longer duration leans with a tad more pressure, and that should make future vaccinations and any other injection processes that bit easier as well. Now we've achieved this and we've seen the difference that that choice makes for them throughout the training. We've decided this is now our benchmark for injection training for our animals, and something that we're hoping to progress on to different species within the park. So not just hoofstock like our elk, who we were hoping to do it for, but our wolves and anything else too that might need sedatives or annual vaccinations. Orsk and Hades, our bison before, they were great ambassadors that we had here, and they were much loved by everyone. And of course they are completely irreplaceable, but Fury and Haze are doing a great job of getting into everyone's hearts, just like the last two bison did.